Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of That's Dope Entertainment. We got Louie and we got a very special guest with us, MindseedTV, known by Casey. Pleasure to have you.
Thanks
Pleasure
for
to
being
be
here,
here.
Casey.
Thank you so much for inviting me on.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on. One of our mutual friends, Brett, he's the one who introduced us. And honestly, everything that guy says, I'm ready to do. Like, he's one of the best dudes I know. And it's like the fact he introduced you, I was like, oh, you must be a top tier dude.
Oh yeah, same. I mean, we just started getting to know each other about 2 months ago. He's been helping me do some marketing planning and trying to boost this anime that I'm working on. But over the last 2 months, we've gotten really cool. I consider him a friend already. And when he told me, he's like, "Oh, God's Will's a really good dude. You got to chop it up with him. Like, trust me, he's awesome." And hearing that from Brett, I'm like, "All right, if you said that, then I believe you." Because yeah, he's a very trustworthy dude. And we've talked for a couple minutes before we started this podcast and went live, and I could tell in the first 5 minutes, like, yeah, we're good. We're all good, man. So
I'm glad to hear that, and it's a pleasure talking to you too. I mean, it's you're a stand-up dude too, like just from what I see already, and like I'm super excited to hear about what you got in order. Like, is hearing a little bit about it like got me hype. I'm super excited to like get more in depth with that.
oh yeah, and there's a lot to tell, um, and it's just all of a sudden exploding out of nowhere. There's so many different things that have been happening in the last like month or two. I feel like it's already life changing. There's still miles and miles to go. I'm very aware that I'm at the beginning of the race still, but the things that have happened so far are just absolutely incredible. So I can't wait to share all that stuff with you guys. Um, you probably want to know first and foremost, like, what the hell is Vengeance Tide, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. So, as I told you before, I'll try to sum this up the best that I can. But Vengeance Tide is a post-apocalyptic horror it's based on a time where humanity is on the verge of extinction. After a plague wipes out more than half of the Earth's population, world leaders come up with a solution to dispose of the massive amount of bodies by dumping them in the middle of the ocean to the depths of the sea that no one's ever been. When they do that, they awoke an ancient evil that's been lying dormant down there. And after this, the sea becomes toxic. It starts pushing a fog inland all over every continent, which transforms people into horrifying monsters known as drifters. Um, the story kicks off following a main character whose name is Galen. He's a young man with a past full of trauma. He's a new recruit in the resistance known as the Drylanders. So the Drylanders are a military organization fighting to save humanity and trying to solve the problem before it's too late. So that's kind of the premise of it, but there's a lot more to it.
I'm
Oh,
hyped. Like
sign me up.
that sounds crazy.
Appreciate it.
I was
Yeah,
going to
it's
ask, when did you come up with that concept? That just seems like such a unique concept, especially tied to like your channel, which we do want to get into in a bit.
oh yeah, for sure. Um, Oddly enough, I think that the concept first came to me around COVID time. Am I allowed to say that? Are you guys
Yeah,
still getting flagged for
You can
that?
say
'Cause
that.
yeah.
I
I
get
mean, I
flagged
hope
on my
not.
channel when I say that. Okay.
That's crazy, but
Uh,
no, I should be fine.
but I was seeing all these news reports and stuff at the time, and you're seeing like people getting piled into like freezer trucks, like real life during COVID. And I think that that might have got in my brain subliminally somewhere, and I started having these dreams of like ships dumping bodies in the ocean and shit, like weird stuff.
Oh
And I was like, you
shit.
know what?
Whoa.
I could probably turn that into a really, really cool story. And that's what I did. I started writing about it, came up with the plot. And, once I get to writing, it just kind of takes over on its own. My brain goes a million different ways. And then the characters come into play, the character development, the plot twists, the betrayals, the death, the loss. There's a lot of stuff, in this story. So,
That's,
yeah.
that's impressive. That sounds so wild though. And then
Yeah,
like that's just the beginning of the concept too. It's just like, oh, like I
it's the
got I gotta
beginning.
get into this.
I can tell you this. I mean, it's not like a huge spoiler alert. This is really a big part of what Vengeance Tide is. It's if you see the shirt I'm wearing, I got the logo, and you can see like a pendant
Nice.
hanging. So the main character, he has a green pendant that he was given by his mother, who was brutally slain by these drifters when he was a child, and he never takes it off. But he thinks it's kind of like a good luck charm, and he has no idea that it's like a secret weapon, and he doesn't know how to harness it. He doesn't even know what it is. But over time, going through more and more trauma while he's with the Drylanders, something will snap inside of him, and the pendant will activate, and that's when he learns that he has an ability.
Ooh,
Wow.
dang.
Did you find yourself like inspired? Oh, go ahead, guys.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, do you find yourself inspired by like those grittier stories? Like that instantly reminded me of like Attack on Titan in a sense, where it's like he has the pendant too, and I love like the kind of mystery stories. So
Yeah, it's definitely inspired by the grittier animes. I mean, I've been into horror since I was a little kid. I've always loved scary stuff, and even when it comes to anime, there's certain classical animes that I still have not caught up on, just because I've always kind of tuned into like the horror based ones, the gory ones, and I would say that there's a lot of different inspiration. Excuse me. There's a lot of different inspiration from like a lot of different animes. So Attack on Titan for sure. I love that one. The camaraderie, I got a lot of inspiration from like My Hero Academia. They all have like their own quirks and stuff, and I love the quirks. I love the abilities and everything. Even inspiration from Solo Leveling. I mean, that's, anime of the year, but I love character development, and I love that pressure cooker in the storyline where something is going to happen. You know that this person is going to erupt eventually. You just don't know when. And it's like when the lid comes off that pressure cooker, it's like, oh, that was well worth it, Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
That's so awesome. Like that makes me more hyped to check this out, because I mean I absolutely adore Attack on Titan myself too.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
Yep.
What I wanted to say, what are you guys' favorite animes? I think I already know. Guys, well, look, he's giving me the side eye right now. He's like,
I was like, oh, you want to get me started? I mean, okay, I'll get started. My favorite of all time is One Piece. Yeah. Oh my god,
that is my
like
brother's favorite as well.
It hits that, like, you think it's gonna be goofy and like not serious at all, but it does a good job of also like hitting that real world aspects that can be way grittier than you expect.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen short snippets because, like I said, my brother, that's his favorite anime of all time. And he's shown me like little cuts and scenes and stuff. And the scenes I've watched, I'm like, damn, some of the stuff really goes in. But there's, how many episodes is there now in total?
Actually, right now, 1,162.
See, that's my biggest hang up, right? Every time he tells me like, dude, you gotta start One Piece, and I'm like, yeah, but I gotta go back like 1,000 and something episodes, and
I definitely understand, and I mean, I'm one of the biggest evangelicals out there for it, but it's worth it. I say go to the first 50 episodes and see how you feel.
Yes.
And that's like the first full arc, and it'll give you like the highs and lows, and if you can tolerate that, then hopefully you can keep on going.
Yeah.
Just a little bit at a time.
Okay. Very cool.
It'll go by quick.
Yeah.
And then by the time you catch up,
episodes are like what, 20-minute, 18-minute runtime.
Yeah, like
and
then
the
especially in the
everything.
middle.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like there's lots of dead time like that you wish you could squeeze out. But honestly, like it's worth it. Like my elevator pitch is I've never had a show that made me laugh as much, cry as much, and change my life professionally and personally, like One Piece.
Yeah. I mean, some people refer to One Piece as the Shakespeare of anime.
Ooh, I like that.
I've heard of that.
I believe it is a great Odyssey is like it's the modern Iliad in a way, like the modern like it's right now I'm telling people to get into it before it ends, because like just the vibe of living in it is so worth it, honestly.
I really don't want to be the person to ask you this because it might upset someone in the chat. But is it coming to an end? I heard that it's coming. It
is. Like I think it's a very fair question, because like there's some other shows that like they're never come to an end.
Yeah.
This one does have an ending in mind. Like the creator has said it multiple times, and then also the way it's going, you see the direction. It's close to it, and I don't want it to end. Like actually, we're all saying like as soon as it ends, we're gonna be crying for like a month.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is so good.
In Oda we trust. I know that for sure.
Yes, sir.
I will nod my head and act like I know who you're talking about.
Oda's the creator.
Yeah, he's the
So
creator. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
so
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
we Eiichiro Oda, and he is brilliant. I don't know how
Nice.
he's made this story like where you care about hundreds of characters like he made you, but it's amazing.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and
How
then
about you,
I'll
Louis?
go on to mine. It's funny, Godswill. I don't know if you chose that word on purpose when you said Evangelion, but Neon Genesis Evangelion would have to
Ooh.
be my personal favorites
Good
anime of
Okay.
like all time.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
and,
sure my girlfriend has told me to watch that once or
Hey,
twice.
people
My
around you
girlfriend's a
telling you
huge
about
anime
bangers.
fan too. We binge animes
Hey,
together and stuff, and like she'll pull stuff out of nowhere and be like, "You ever see this one? You got to watch this." And I'm like, "All right, I give it a chance." But
what's been one that y'all shared that you really enjoyed?
um, we started watching Black Clover together,
Okay.
and that was actually pretty interesting. It reeled me in fairly early. The first episode had some pretty cool scenes towards the end, and I was like, all right, I like where this is going. If you could grab my attention like quick, then I'm more likely to stay tuning in.
I dig
And
that.
that's one of those things that I kind of pay attention to. I think when I watch shows, I might watch them a little bit differently than the average person because I'm a creative writer as well, and
Mm.
I've owned a video production company for almost 20 years now. So like when I watch, I'm always watching from a producer standpoint or from an editor standpoint, and I always think to myself like, what was it about that scene that just gave me goosebumps? You
I
know?
like that.
Mhm.
Okay, so like, do you usually always like break down like when you actively watch a thing? I guess right. Like you're like in
Yeah.
the another brain section of your brain. You're like thinking about
Yeah.
like the elements with it.
Yep. I can't turn it off. Like I'll give you one good example. Have you guys seen My Hero?
Yes, love
Yes.
it.
Okay. Do you remember the scene when Bakugo was kidnapped by the villains
Yes.
and then
Mhm.
the squad had to get together and they like shot up the ice ramp and
Yep.
they
Yep.
had
Yep.
to bring Red Riot with them because
Yep.
that's the only person that Bakugo liked out of the whole team. And when he
Yeah.
yelled
Like you're actually
Bakugo, like
right.
there was this pause. There was like this 5-second pause where the music stopped and everything was just silent. And then Bakugo let out this scream when he like erupted his like flames and shot up to
Yeah.
him.
Shout out.
And then the
Mhm.
music kicked back in. And even talking about it right now, like kind of gives me chills, like goosebumps. And it's the things like that I just always am noticing. And it's like, was it the actual scene itself, or was it the way that they put that 5-second pause in right before the explosion and everything turned back up? You know, so
That's
I
a,
have some scenes like that in my story where I definitely plan on,
Oh, I
catching
mean,
people off guard.
that's an interesting
I love
take.
that.
But I was gonna ask, how did you feel about the My Hero Academia ending? Did you hear anything about that?
You're
Um,
watching it, right?
I'm watching it. Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
the last time that I saw it, I was left on a cliffhanger, and I don't know. Is there more out now? Is there actually like another season? Where I got left off at was Bakugo was like stabbed in the heart, and the needle dude got in his heart and was like pumping his
Oh
heart for him and
yes.
keeping
I
him
believe so.
alive.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's more after that now.
Yeah. There should be more dropping. I know the manga is completely done. I think the second series as well. There's like a spin-off called My Hero Academia Vigilantes.
Yeah, yeah.
That's going on too. But I was
Okay.
curious if you saw that ending because it was
No.
heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm
To say
excited to
the
see how the
least.
anime will do it too. Actually.
Yeah.
And like I love how you brought about like all the different elements that are in the anime, the music, and then like
Yeah.
just like the movement, like that scene like had like some of the best movement I had seen in a minute. Like
Oh
it was
yeah.
really cool to
Mhm.
see
Yeah.
the ramp and like the explosion of Bakugo,
Yep.
and then I mean yeah, now you got me like reminiscing. You got me getting some
Yeah, yeah,
goosebumps
yeah.
thinking about
I
it.
mean, dude, and it's like even little scenes. Another one where All Might was fighting. What was it, One for
The
All, right?
Nomu. Oh yeah, the one for a one for
When he
all
was
fight.
fighting him and he was losing his power, right?
Yep.
And then like he
The
gave
middle.
like one last punch, but then like half of his body was like weak, and
Yep.
like he was so ashamed, that like people saw him for who he really was, but then
Mhm.
people were like, "We love you, like we still love you," you know what I'm saying? And it's little things like that where if you could take a scene in an anime and make somebody feel something that's relatable, because I think that everybody wants acceptance. Everybody maybe has a part of them that they're, like nervous about putting on display. And it's like when he got exposed, rather than, people humiliating him, they're like, no, we still love you. Are you kidding? All this stuff you've done for us? Like, no way. And that was
That was a beautiful
touching,
scene.
So yeah, I always just kind of like think a little bit further than I probably should. Like
No,
most people
I
just watch and
Yeah.
enjoy it, but I'm like, why did I enjoy it so much? I have to break it down. So
I love that. Yeah, actually, like now, I feel like I get you into manga for sure. So that way, like maybe you can analyze the art of that,
yeah,
like
yeah,
and like see that, like maybe like be able to take more time with it in a way too.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I did want to ask, have you heard about this one series called Don to Don?
Yes, I have. I've heard
Okay,
about that.
cool.
I,
Because
I
it's
have a
like, especially as a
16-year-old
horror.
daughter. My daughter told me that she loves Don to Don, and she wants me to check it
Wow.
out. So
Okay,
You should.
okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm excited, especially like as a horror expert. It's like
yeah,
I think it might be right up your alley.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I will
The
definitely
first
check it
episode
out.
does scare off a lot of people, but um,
In a
I
good
think
way
it's
or a bad
important.
way?
Both.
Okay.
Both
Yeah,
ways,
both
yeah.
actually. Yeah, I think especially like when the manga was being made, it felt like almost raunchy in a bad
Mm,
way.
really?
But yeah, but then like it explains itself, I think, a little bit later on. I think it scares off people who aren't used to anime, really. Like where it can go.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that might not be
so
a good entry point for someone looking to try
I
to
would
like.
say so. Like
It's a little
actually,
heavy.
for people,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say skip episode 1 and then go back to it if you like the show after episode 4.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird, but actually, that's what this shirt is right here.
Also say
It's
plug the shirt.
Oh, sick.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
That's
So
tight.
yeah, it's like a great mixture of like a lot of different genres. Like horror and romance and comedy. It's a bizarre show, but it's one of my favorites, and I think might be like one of the best of the year.
Oh, nice. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
You should mention the conspiracies. There's like a bunch of conspiracies that are thrown in there, so you'll see, aliens mixed with spirits. I think that's what a lot
Oh,
of
really?
people
Yes.
have not really
Okay.
seen something explored like that. Aliens
Yeah.
versus ghosts.
Well, that would be my channel for sure. Like I have the whole following of the aliens and the conspiracy theorists and the paranormal. Like everybody that follows me for that pretty much. So
I love that. Yeah, I actually did want to ask a lot of questions about that. Is like, how'd you get started into that? And then like, you have like some favorite moments that you want to share too?
yeah, I could share some. So the reason that I started my channel is probably the last thing that anyone would think. People that watch me now, they're like, oh, he's like a horror creator. He does this and that. When I started my channel, I was at like a low. I mean, I was sleeping on people's couches. Like I was on the verge of being homeless. You know what I'm saying? And I was watching a lot of motivational videos on YouTube at the time, and they were super powerful. Like every day, listening to people tell you about how, they came from nothing and they had to do this and they had to do that. And I was like, these people are really helping me mentally get through a tough point in my life. And I was like, I want to be able to do that for other people, So I created a channel and I called it MindseedTV because I wanted to plant seeds in people's minds to help them grow.
Wow.
And I started making like motivational videos and stuff. But what I didn't realize was I was still broke as hell, and I'm telling people how to fix their lives, and I hadn't even
Yeah.
fixed mine yet, So it's like, I was doing it, and I was giving it the best that I could, and it just, wasn't really getting the views. Then I switched to do product reviews because I know that every time I wanted to order something online, the first thing that I would do is go look up a review. And I was like, okay, those get a lot of steam. So I started doing those. And I think I made it up to like 50 or 80,000 followers just doing product reviews for like 2 years. And then one day I had a crazy idea. I saw people on YouTube ordering these dark web mystery boxes. And I was like, that looks creepy. It looks kind of fun, like doing an unboxing on camera or whatever. And I ordered one, and I got all this weird stuff in this box, but I filmed it in such a way that when I edited, it kind of felt like this horror film coming unraveled, And that video, I went to sleep after I uploaded it, and I'm just thinking, maybe it'd get like 10,000 views or something. I woke up the next morning and it had 14 million views, and I was like,
Wow.
whoa, So at that point, the channel went from like 70,000 followers to like 800,000 followers.
Whew.
And then I was like, okay, well, they like that. Let me go ahead and make this part 2, because there was actually a thumb drive that was in the thing. And I was like, I'm just going to make a whole video about what's on the thumb drive. That video got like 7 million views in like a week. And I was like, what is going on, So I was doing that for a while. I was like ordering strange stuff and making videos about it and unboxing stuff. But then I think my creative writing side came into play. And I love watching like Ghost Adventures and like paranormal shows and stuff. And I said, I bet that I could make a show. If I was the editor in charge, if I was the producer in charge of this, I bet I could make one that's even more entertaining, that's like funner to watch, keeps people on the edge of their seat. And really all that comes down to is just the way that you like edit, like you add the right sounds, the right background music at the right moments. You bring the silence in when people need to hear what's going on around you. And so I started Hunting Purgatory, and that was a paranormal investigation show. And it acquired a cult following. I mean, I've had people send me like these custom-made Dybbuk boxes that they melted candle wax all over, like with "I love you" notes on it, and had a dude tattoo the channel logo on his hand and send me a picture. And I was like,
Nice.
I mean, that's super, super awesome. And the fans for it were definitely amazing. I still get asked to this day, like, are you going to do season 6? Like, where's the new paranormal stuff? But I kind of grew out of it, honestly. Like, I can't do the same thing forever as an artist, because as an artist, like, I'm ever evolving and I'm always changing and I'm trying to do new things. So, after you visit like 200, 300 haunted locations and you sleep in basements and dusty attics for 5 years straight, it gets to a point where you're like, that was really, really fun, but maybe I could try something new.
I like that though. Like I think being adaptable like that, and like seeing where you can challenge yourself, I think that's amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
And now you're here with this.
Yeah. And this is, I told you before we started, but I'll say it again for anyone that's listening in. This is the hardest that I've ever worked on a project. And it's not just because of the writing, the whole thing. It's not just because of the hand drawing and designing the characters in it. There's just so much that goes into this. And I'm the most nervous about this project out of anything that I've ever done, which is crazy, right? Because I've made videos where we're like crawling through caves, and if you slip, you could die. I'm fine. Wasn't worried about that. I'm like, yeah, let's go. But
Was there ever a close call?
Oh, there was a lot of close calls. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whew, and that's nothing to compare to this.
That cave episode that I was telling you about, we had to actually jump over a ledge to get from like one spot to another, and it was like probably like a 50, 60-foot drop, like down to nothing.
I was not very
And I think I was the one. I jumped and slipped at the edge, and my homeboy grabbed my shirt, and I was like, "Oh, dude, like, thank you so much." You know what I mean? Because that could have ended really bad.
Sheesh. Ain't no video game, but you made it happen. And that's crazy that this is harder than that.
Yeah, it is. And the reason for that is just because I think that I'm so passionate about this. I've worked so hard on this at this point that it's become like my child. It's become my baby, and when you have something that is so good and you expose it to the world, I think it's different. I make reaction videos, right? I do compilation videos now on my channel, and I'm an on-camera presence. I talk to the audience while I'm looking at these videos, but that's not my creation. I didn't write that from my brain, from my heart. I'm looking at other videos that other people made, and I'm talking about what's going on. But when it's something that you created from nothing and you put it out there to the world, you want it to succeed. You hope, okay, when I set this thing free, I hope it flies. And if it doesn't, it's 10 times more heartbreaking than if it was a project that you really didn't care about, but you just put it out there. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So
yeah, I think it's well said.
this
You
is
also
a
said
life
hand
dream for
drawn
me,
too.
man. What's that?
You said hand drawn, like you're hand drawing like the art for this.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
all right, here you go. Full transparency. I'm going to give it to you guys as real as it gets. I've been an artist my whole life. I've been drawing since I was like 4 years old. I was winning contests in like elementary school for drawing. Um, I never really had a way that I could utilize my art skills into a story like this. So now that I'm creating the manga, I'm creating this anime, it actually gives me a reason to want to draw more. But the thing is, I'm not an animation studio. You know, animation studios have like teams of people that are doing frame by frame by frame, keyframe. You know, you got to do the whole animation like that. And that would take a single person probably years for one episode. So, in order to give my audience like a teaser trailer and like certain scenes from the story, I had to use AI interpolation to make my animated images move and come to life. But, you know, there's a very negative stigma when it comes to AI, especially in the anime community, and I fully understand it. I'm 100% on their side because people are out here telling ChatGPT, write a book for me. And then they're slapping their name on the book. And they're saying that they're an author now. You know, and they're doing the same thing with art. Like, oh, make a painting. They put it on a canvas. I'm an artist now. You know, that's not being an artist. That's just having something done for you and claiming ownership.
Yeah.
But what I'm doing with this is I'm launching a crowdfunding on Kickstarter. And all of the video segments that I put together, they're just prototypes to show people how it would feel in an episode. But I fully intend on hiring like top tier animation studios, having it drawn out, hand drawn, frame by frame, the whole nine. So
I'm very hyped. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just also great to hear about like you're in the community. You know, like you are like in the know of like what's being done. You know, like I once talked to somebody who was trying to make something, and they said they didn't watch other people's stuff. You know, they didn't read other books or like. I think that baffled me. So I feel like pretty happy that you know, like with like the examples you brought up of like how this is gonna go down too.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say God's will too. Like in the anime community, I think most people understand if like you're the artist and the author. You know, you double as both of them, and you've
Yeah.
put in like blood,
Right.
sweat, and tears. Because there's mangaka who use AI too. However, you know they're like the sole owner, and then you know that they've been putting in work. They work
Right,
with
right.
studios too. So I wouldn't worry about that so much because you know, like you said,
Yeah.
you're an upstanding guy, and on top of that, it's like this is your baby. Like you've
Right.
created this. It's not
Yeah,
Chat
absolutely.
GPT prompted.
No, absolutely. And I had a comment on the trailer on Instagram recently, and someone was like, you know, forgive me for asking, but I just have to know, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Like, you know, did you use AI in this? And rather than shying away from that, I was like, you know what? I would rather just stay ahead of that and be as real as I can about the whole process. So I told
Yeah.
him what I just told you guys. I said, hey, I wrote the story myself. I designed all the characters. I'm not an animation studio, but I'm doing crowdfunding to hire animation studios. And this is just a prototype to show you what it would feel like if you saw my animations in motion. And he was like, dude, thank you genuinely for
Yeah.
answering me. He's like, because now I want to watch this so bad. He's like, I'm going to back you on Kickstarter. Like, you know,
Yeah.
the fact that you just broke it down for me makes a huge difference. Because I think a lot of people would just shy away from it or be ashamed to say, like, yeah, I
Yeah.
used AI to put this trailer together, you know? But
I like
it's,
that. Like also like as a prototype ideas like here's where we want to go with it. You know, it's like
right.
yeah, that just sounds so hard. Like for me, I was like, wow, you're writing it and like animating it or like making art
Yeah.
for it. Like that's like so impressive to me. I can't
You guys want to,
draw at
you,
all.
oh, thank you. I appreciate that too, by the way. Um, and also, I don't know if I said this at the beginning, but I really do appreciate you guys having me on and taking the time to go through all this stuff because I could talk about this all day, every day. And yeah, I'm excited to be here. So thank you
Yeah.
again.
No, it means a lot, you know.
Thank
It's
you.
like it's like I'm really excited to back cool projects, you know. And it's like
Yeah.
uh I'm trying to see like where the like for me as a huge anime head, you know, it's like I'm always like
Yeah.
excited to see like where it's going, especially like here, you know. It's like
Yeah.
I like to see like what a lot of this new generation is gonna be making out, you know, like especially in
Yeah.
the West over here.
Dude, I'm going to tell you something. I love the fact that you're excited to see where it goes because I'm excited for you. Like, have you ever watched an anime so good that you know when your friend sees this part, they're going to be like, holy shit, You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
And you're
Uh-huh.
you're excited for them. Like that's how I feel for people that have no idea what's coming because I'm the only person holding like, this whole storyline. But dude, there's going to be scenes in there that I think are going to make people tear up. There's going to be stuff in there that makes people cry. Like there's some emotional stuff in there and it's heavy emotions, you know what I mean? So like uh I can't really say too much more than that, but I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
teary-eyed writing the shit. Let's just put it like
Wow.
that. Like I'm writing it and creating it, and as I'm writing it, I'm imagining the scene in my head, and it like kind of brought me like to some teary eyes. So I was like, okay, this is gonna go hard, you know?
I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Yeah, like that's what I want. Good stories. It's like I feel like we're starting to take off. Like and like sort of blend the worlds. I feel like Avatar was like the first like maybe Western
Yeah.
anime like type. And I'm excited to see like what new stories can also come out too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Same here. I mean, I'm always excited to see a new project come to life, and yeah, I'm excited to see this project come to life. You guys want to hear
Yeah.
some of the fun stuff that's going
Yeah. Lay
on?
it
Oh,
on us.
please,
Some of
yeah.
the I actually have breaking news that I could share with you guys that I have not shared anywhere yet. So you guys will be exclusive privy to this news that I'm about to tell you.
Oh, yeah.
But let me start out at the beginning, and I'll work my way up to the news that I got last night. So I was in the car like 2 months ago with my girlfriend. We're just driving around. We're talking about the series. She's so tired of hearing me talk about Vengeance Tide. Like every day, we'll be sitting at the dinner table. We're like, "What if this scene and this happened?" And she's like, "Babe, like you've been talking about it all day." Uh, but we're in the car and we were talking about the captain. That's a character in the show. He's the leader of the Drylanders and he's a badass. And we were saying like, who could you picture like playing his voice? And we were just talking about it. And she goes, I picture the captain having a voice almost like Professor Aizawa from My Hero. Like the teacher, like that
Mm.
calm, but he could go badass like whenever he needs to.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I was like, that would be a really, really cool voice for it. And I didn't know the voice actor's name. I just knew
Oh
that
yeah.
I've heard his voice in other things and I like his voice.
Christopher, right?
Yeah, it's Christopher Wakamp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Christopher Camp. Yeah.
So at the time, I didn't know his name, so I had to look him up, and I was like, okay, his name's Christopher Wakamp, and I was like, what if I could get him to act in this, And I was like, I'm gonna go for it. I was like, I'm gonna shoot my shot. I'm gonna shoot the agency an email. I'm gonna tell them what I'm working on, show them the trailer that I made, the prototype, show them the manga pages, and I sent it, and I got an email back that he was very interested, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be dope. So we started going back and forth in the emails, reached an agreement. He was on board, and he crushes the
Yes.
captain's role. Um, and at the same time, we were also talking about who would play Galen, the main character. And Galen starts out in the beginning of the series. He's going to be a little bit softer, a little bit wet behind the ears. He's new. He's a rookie. So when he starts out, he's a little bit insecure, but he builds up over time. And he has these moments where he snaps, and when he gets mad, we're like, we need someone that could yell good, but also portray like those softer moments too. And Clifford Chapin, who plays Bakugo. Bakugo is my girlfriend's favorite character of all time in any anime.
All time. Wow.
All time favorite. And I was like, I'm going to reach out to the agency and see if Clifford Chapin wants to be on board. And he said yes. So I was like, holy shit. Like now I have
This is really shaping
Bakugo's
up.
voice. Obviously, it's not Bakugo. This is
Yeah.
Galen. He's doing it differently for the show. He can't use the same
Yeah,
exact
one to one,
voice.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
But I have him playing Galen, and I have the captain played by Waycamp, and then it was mind blowing to me. Like they sent me their scripts
Yeah, already
recorded.
started cast.
Oh, dude, it was mind blowing. I heard their scripts when they sent them back, and I was like, this is so perfect, you know. And then this was the scariest one for me because I've been a huge Christopher Sabat fan
I'm
like
about to
my
say, I was
entire life.
like,
I'm talking.
who's he gonna be?
Yeah, bro, we're talking about back to Piccolo and Vegeta and stuff, and it's like, and I loved Piccolo. That was like one of my favorite voices as far as like the voice acting goes.
Yes.
And there's this big dude named Kane in the show, and he's kind of an asshole. He doesn't like anybody. He's just a jerk. And I was like, damn, if I could get Christopher Sabat to play Kane, like that would be a dream come true, you know? So I took another shot. I've been taking shots in the dark, man. I took another shot. I sent the trailer, and I did what any grown man would do after I sent the trailer. I ran a bubble bath and had a glass of wine.
That's a really good way to do it. I like that.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, I'm just going to calm my nerves. And this is a true story. I really was taking a bath. I said, I'm going to calm my nerves. And I was sitting there. I was like, all right, I sent the email. It's done. It's out there. I'm going to let the universe do its thing. And I thought maybe I'll hear back in like a few days, you know? 10 minutes later, I'm in the bathtub. My phone dings. 10 minutes, bro. Christopher Sabat said he's in. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding. I started screaming in the tub. I said, we got Sabat. We got Sabat.
Yes.
And my girlfriend comes running in the bathroom, and she's like, are you all right? And I was like, we got Christopher Sabat. And she goes, I thought you fell down. All I heard was you screaming from the other side of the house. I was like, yeah.
That's hilarious. That's amazing. So, wow, this is already, you already got a star-studded cast for this, huh?
Yep. And
wow.
we're almost to the breaking news. I promise we're getting there.
That wasn't even the breaking news yet.
No, that was huge, but that's already been out there. I already told people that I got Sabat on board. So then next, I had to find a voice actor for a character named Commander Ashara. She's like the captain's right hand. She's very stern. She's fierce. She's a badass. She's actually, when the show begins, she's the only one that knows how to harness a pendant ability. She has an orange pendant. Mm-hmm. And in episode 1, there will be a scene where she uses her ability. But Galen doesn't even realize that it's like the same kind of thing that he has. So I was like, who would really be a good voice for her? And then we started thinking and talking about it. And Colleen Clinkenbeard has played some major roles, as you know.
As I know, you know.
I mean,
Luffy.
Luffy.
Urza, yeah.
Yeah, Urza.
Yeah, she's one of the best female voices for sure, especially like for like tough women like that. I love that.
And she even did young was it Gohan or was it Goku? Or both, maybe.
I feel like Gohan, but yes.
I think it was young Gohan. Yeah.
Yes.
But she voiced like, little Gohan too. So I pitched to her to do Commander Ashara, and she was super excited, and she said yes. She said she was happy to be a part of it. She plays 2 characters in Vengeance Tide, so she plays Commander Ashara and she plays young Galen, since she's good at doing kids' voices.
Yes.
Yeah. And then this is the crazy part right here. So I'm currently in negotiation, but I already got a green light from somebody, and this person has acted in video games, but she has not acted in an anime yet. But she's super excited to act in an anime, and she's always wanted to. She just never had the opportunity. So I am going to be probably the first opportunity for her to do that, and she'll be playing a lead character, and that person is Britt Baron, who played Tifa in Final Fantasy VII, the remake. She was in, I believe, Destiny. Like, she's in a bunch of different video games. And
that is
so
that's so hype. Also, Tifa's
That's dope.
yeah, I'm gonna have the voice actor from Tifa.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Ooh, dude, you're doing it right. Like, you're doing a lot of things right. You know, I'm excited to be like on this early. You know, I got my stock in early, and I'm excited to check it all out now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Have you guys seen the trailer?
I saw the link, although I haven't shared it with my homies though.
Okay.
Yeah, but
so you saw the recent trailer that has like everybody's.
No, I
voices
haven't seen
in
the
it?
recent trailer. No.
No. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I would love to see that actually.
All right. Can you guys see the video here?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna play it for like a half a second. Just let me know if you have the actual sound, because you're gonna hear half of these voice actors that I just told you about in this. So.
Okay.
It's sad.
Yeah, we're
You
good.
guys have sound? Okay.
Yeah, we have sound.
You all know why you're here. And I'm sure every one of you has your reason. Whatever that reason is, hold on to it. Keep it close.
I won't see dirt in your teeth and fire in your soul.
There will be times you're going to need it.
This world, this place, it takes everything.
No matter what you hear, you do not come out of this cabinet. Do you understand?
But not this time.
Humanity is on the verge of extinction. It's our duty to try and save what's left.
All the people I ever loved turned into puddles of blood and guts.
So either you learn to fight, or you die trying.
Seriously, man, what is your deal?
I'm not babysitting rookies while drifters are out there ripping squads apart.
We lose men and women every single day out here.
The new recruits are ready for you now, Captain.
With 70% of the planet covered in ocean, they decided to sink the dead to the depths, where no one had ever been and nothing would return.
Yeah, so
Man, that was sick.
That was hype.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh my god. And then
The voice.
any timing? Do you have any time? Like any news about like when this might be able to drop?
So right now, I'm just in the process of trying to build hype and create a waiting list on Kickstarter. You know, if I was already creating animes and working on mangas on my main channel, it would have been fairly easy. But my audience isn't used to seeing that kind of stuff from me. So a lot of people
Yeah.
are like, what is this? A lot of people think it's awesome.
Yes.
But, you know, I didn't build my fan base around these kind of stories. So I'm just trying to get this out to the community right now. And, you know, I feel like the story and the cast is so good that it would be a disservice to try and rush this and, like, launch the Kickstarter before there's enough buzz.
Yes.
So basically, I'm just going to wait to see until we can get maybe the waiting list up to like 20,000 or 30,000. And then I will launch with crowdfunding and we'll go from there, you know? So,
Love it. That's
Man,
so good.
Yeah,
Wow.
I had a question about like some of the production. Like, did you give them like the voice direction too, or you like I kind of want it this way because it sounds just like solid.
oh, yeah. No, I gave them the voice direction. I also sent them like manga pages, like panels, so that they could kind of read along because a lot of the script is straight from the panels. And then, you know, I would kind of tell them like for this scene, this is what he's feeling, this is what he's thinking. He's super upset, or he's super stern, and he's giving a speech, and he never breaks character. You know, like I definitely gave him direction on the scripts, and it fits so good in my opinion. I mean, I've put all this stuff together, and I'm like, every voice actor that's a part of this right now is perfect for the role. You know,
Straight up.
Almost
Straight up.
definitely.
Like you chose the right people.
and also I just want to put this out there. Every single one of these voice actors that I've worked with, I didn't know anything about them before, you know, I hired them on for Vengeance Tide. But every single one of them, they're amazing people. You know, it's like these are literally like my angels right now. You know what I'm saying?
Straight
And
up, yeah.
They've been so cool to me. I got to do a Zoom chat with Christopher Sabat. We talked for an hour, and I was literally just shocked because he was so cool. Like, he was so down to earth. He's like, hey, man, it's so nice to meet you. And, like, I'm happy we could talk about this. I want to know more about Kane, and I want to know all about the story, you know. So I got to tell him quite a few spoilers because he's playing a character, but I had to tell him about his character development as well. And, yeah, no, that was really cool. And then I met Sabat at Comic-Con in Miami, like,
Okay.
2 or 3 weeks ago. Look, I got a picture right here. It's right on the desk. Like,
Recently.
Hey.
nice.
yeah.
Wow.
And then he actually signed a picture of Kane, which is right here. Hang on.
Yo.
It's tight.
That is sick. Yeah.
And that'll probably be something that I'll give away as like a raffle for one of the tiers on Kickstarter. Once people start backing the project, I'll do like a first print autographed copy of Kane by Christopher Sabat. Yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, I'm believing in this. Like the more I hear about it and then like seeing that,
Yeah.
that was hype.
That's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I had a question with like the aesthetic too. Are you a fan of Junji Ito?
I haven't watched it. I got to be honest. I'm not one of those
Oh.
people that'll sit here and tell you I've watched something because I'll get
no,
caught.
which is
I
good.
can't,
Which-
know what I
This
mean?
is good.
He's
I'm
gonna tell you
actually-
about it.
It's like when
Yeah,
you put
yeah.
somebody on to something. This is like
Yeah.
one of those moments. Like Junji Ito, I think
Yeah.
you're absolutely gonna love him. He is
Really?
considered like the king of horror in Japan.
Okay.
So every
Definitely.
time,
I'll check it out.
yeah,
Is-
he has like page turners that are just like absolutely breathtaking in terms of like how grotesque and his art
Is
style.
that
He's
just-
more like anthology based.
Is that
Yeah,
manga?
he's
it's
he's
manga.
he's
Oh,
a
it's
manga,
manga, okay.
creator. Yeah, so
Are
Junji
there any
Ito.
are there any animated series from his?
There is
Yes.
like one
Yes.
just came out. It was it's called Uzumaki. It came on HBO, but like it
Okay.
had
It's
a
rough.
sort of shaky reception, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can
I'll
check
check
it
it
out,
out.
but
Yeah.
I would say like read it if you can. Like honestly, like, I'll get you I gotta get you some
started.
manga so you can
Yeah,
like
yeah.
keep that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can actually watch the first episode of that because it's pretty solid. But
Okay.
just leave it off there. Just like you can just log off right after.
Okay.
It's a little
Alright.
tough. But
Um,
yes, dude, it was a pleasure. This is you got me so hyped for this
Oh yeah.
now. It's
Hey,
just
do
like,
you guys want to see a little more?
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know if most of your audience is audio or visual. I don't know if it's like on YouTube or if, I don't want to like bore out anyone that might be
No,
listening
no,
to
no,
the
no,
podcast
it's all
if
good.
you're watching the visuals. But I have another scene. So this is the opening scene, the first 2 minutes, how it all begins. So this is like page 1 of the manga, through probably page 20 or something, I think, somewhere
ooh,
around there.
lay it on us. Yes.
All right, here we go. So yeah, this is the prototype. But remember, once the animation studios are hired on, I'm sure it'll look totally different. But at least you can get a feel because, this is one more thing before I hit play on this. Even when I hire animation studios, I still want to be the person that is in charge of the edits and the
Yes.
sounds and the what pops up here and there. Like I want them to do the animations, hand drawn frames. But I've been a video editor for 20 something years, and it's like I know how to put stuff
Yes.
together. So this is just me doing it on my own for now, but it'll look better once the animation teams are on.
I'm hyped.
All right, let me see. Share here, screen.
The first 2 minutes.
Oh, God, no. Galen, come on, wake up. Please, please. They must have seen the candle. Mommy, what's going on? Get inside, quickly. They've already made it to the neighbors. Mommy? I need you to listen to me, Galen. No matter what you hear, you do not come out of this cabinet. Do you understand? I was going to wait to give you this. But as long as you're wearing this, you never have to be afraid. I need you to be brave for me.
Yeah, it's
That's intense. Whoa.
Yeah.
For real.
So that's the opening scene. And
Yeah, I'm
yeah, there's
excited
gonna
to
be
see the
there's
full
gonna be
thing.
some full circle stuff in the show too, where I can't really say much about it right now. But there will be moments later, like when it gets to like episode 11 or 12, well, you'll learn something, and then if you go back and rewatch that episode, you'll be like, oh shit, that's what that was, you know. So
Do you know how many episodes you're planning to put out? Like maybe
um,
like for a first season or I guess like a first whatever.
I'm thinking probably like 12 to 14 for season
Okay.
1.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that would be a good number to start with, and at least try to build the following that way.
I'm hype. Ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so
Appreciate
many
it,
more
man.
things I want to ask, but I'm just like, I know we just gotta like see it, especially like as it's being developed. Like there's
Yeah.
so much you can't say right now.
Yeah.
But what you have shown us and like what we got to hear has been really cool so far.
That's
Dude, it's
awesome. I
insane.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm actually
thank you. That
looking
means a
forward
lot,
to
man.
the entire project.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and it's relieving to hear that, honestly. Because like I feel like I like it. I've watched it, and I mean I've watched tons of anime too, and I love horror anime. So I'm watching it. My girlfriend, she's like, "Yeah, it looks dope." You know what I mean? But it's just one of those unknown things that like when you put it out there for people that you've never met to watch it, it's like are they gonna think the same, or is it biased on my end with my friend circle and everything else? But it's a relief to hear you guys say that it looks dope.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
thank
I
you.
mean, yeah, we just met you, so
Yeah,
we're trying to be like legit about it. Like there has been like a few times. I mean, I'm not mean, but at the same time, I'll
Yeah.
just be like, we'll just see, But like
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
Like
cool.
straight
yeah.
up. Yep.
Yeah, for
Like I
sure.
told you, like a past guest, like a long time ago, but like say you didn't want to read other people's creations or works, or
Right.
like watch anime, or
Yeah.
just like take in like symbolism, I guess,
Yeah.
from other people to not get ruined in a way. But I was just like, hearing like where you come from and
Yeah.
seeing like what you've made so far, like has been pretty inspiring.
Thank you. Yeah, and I could never be that kind of person. Like to sit here and say, I'm making an anime, but I would never watch an anime or watch anyone else's creations, because honestly, it's like that's where inspiration comes from. And inspiration doesn't mean that you're just taking someone else's idea. It's like you see scenes and that could turn into a million different thoughts for you, and you'd be like, you know what, that could go a whole different direction.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you going to try to do something that you don't
baffled.
even have any knowledge about?
Yeah. But, this does look really cool and like super exciting. And then like also like you said like the manga, like so will that be like coming out first? Like will it come out at the same time?
Yeah, so the manga is going to be part of the reward tiers on Kickstarter, and there's going to be some of the lower tiers will unlock like a certain amount of chapters that they could read instantly. They don't have to wait for the project to actually get funded. Usually, Kickstarter rewards are only like given out after it's a successful project, and if it's not successful, then like no rewards go out. People, I don't know if you guys are aware of how that works. Do you know how the charge system works with Kickstarter?
Actually,
they
like
usually
does it like get
percentage,
refunded
right?
like if it doesn't match?
Well, they use a percentage, but the thing is, like, when you pledge to a Kickstarter, I believe it puts your funds on hold, and you don't actually get charged unless that project is successful. So, like, let's say they're reaching for a certain goal and they don't hit it, the money goes back to your account. You don't get charged for that. So, projects that have failed, people don't end up getting rewards because no money was collected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for this one, I want to give out like the digital versions of chapters of the manga instantly, and then also there's a reward tier where you'll get the first hard copy exclusive edition that won't be sold. It'll be a different type of cover, different features in it. So I gotta get out the exclusive version for the people that back it on Kickstarter first. But once that's out and once that's complete, then I would say the manga will definitely be available before the episodes start coming out.
Oh,
So
okay.
hype. Maybe I gotta pitch in and get myself the limited edition version.
Hell
Let's do
yeah,
it.
that's awesome.
Yeah, man,
man.
yeah, right. We gotta have a podcast version, just ready to pop it out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I would love that, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to go through some. We sometimes do like rapid fire questions, so I wanted to do some of those with you.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of them would be giving us your top 3 horror films.
Wait. Before we start, Am I
Yeah.
supposed to give like short answers, or am I supposed to go into depth? Is it like quick answers and then just move on?
Yeah,
I don't want to be rambling if you're trying to make the rapid fire thing move quick. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, just you can give like
I guess give us your
quick
three,
reason
and
why.
then like
Okay.
give us reasons why you're your three.
Okay.
How's that?
You said top
Yeah.
3 horror films. Was that it?
yes, your top 3 horror films.
Okay. I love the Alien saga, like the original Alien movies. And the reason is because I think that the scene design is so dope. Like they put so much work into like the inside of those ships and the aliens
yeah.
themselves. And also, I'm big on sounds. I love sound engineering. And alien movies always have those weird sounds and those sound effects where it's like it can't be replicated anywhere else. When you hear those like weird strings and stuff when like they're in a new planet, it's like, yeah, this is sick, you know. That would be one. Another one, let's see. See, I'm going back now. I feel like this is kind of funny because these aren't even that scary, but when I was a kid, I loved watching these. Like the Jason versus Freddy movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Me and my brother were like 13, 14, and we'd rent it from Blockbuster and like order a pizza, and it's like watching Jason smack some lady in the face with a frying pan. It's like, oh, this is wild. But you know, those were a really fun time to watch. And then I'm trying to think of maybe something that's more recent too. Damn, there's so much good stuff that I've seen. Hereditary was wild. Yeah. And I'm just saying that as far as horror because that one scene, if you guys have seen that, right?
Oh yeah. The
Yeah.
you're talking
I
towards the
haven't,
end or
but go
like in the
ahead.
middle?
I'm talking like the middle.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
And he just tries to go to sleep like nothing happened, and that morning is just brutal. It's like, oh my God, you know? So, yeah. The shock factor. That's why I would say I liked Hereditary, because I actually tried to watch that movie like 3 or 4 different times, and I never got into it because I didn't reach that part yet. Like I was like 20, 30 minutes in, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of getting bored,
It's
whatever.
whatever, right?
Yeah, and then once I like sat through it and that part hit, I was like, oh, this is why. Like this is why people are going crazy about this movie. Yeah.
Yeah, over
I
just
gotta
that one
just
part.
do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta do
And-
it.
and
I'm
my
not a
next
big horror
one-
guy, but I'm
Oh, you're
gonna
not a
do it.
horror
Okay,
guy,
go
Basil?
ahead. Not really, but like I mean, I'm not against it, but I'm not choosing it. But
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
the more I hear about it, the more convinced I get every time. So, yeah.
I was gonna say sometimes is it too like realistic? Like I'm curious out of that because I did not.
Funny
know that.
enough, sort of like I'll be picking apart just like, oh man, why did they do this? Why did this? You know, or it will like just get in my head and I'll just be like,
You don't want
humans
that
and
bad
demons.
juju, right?
Yeah,
you don't
you
want
know,
that negative energy.
I think that's it, you know. But like, if
Yeah.
it's like a worthwhile movie, then I'm down. You know, like
Yeah.
an emotion that I need to feel. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And then my next one was there ever a piece of content that made you reconsider not doing like the dark web stuff, or it
Yeah,
was just
actually.
way too
Yes.
you know,
There,
crazy?
yes, there was a couple. So number one, when I did that original mystery box, there was all sorts of weird stuff in that. First of all, like there was like little kids stuff like in a backpack, and like I didn't know what to do with that. You know what I mean? Like I'm opening this on camera, but on the bottom of the bag, this is the crazy part. There was a name written with like permanent marker, and it was A. I think it was A Amber or something like A. Amber, right? And I did the video, and I was like, whatever, you know, it's like someone probably put a bunch of random shit in the box that they found at Goodwill, and like whatever, I don't care. I got hosed, but guess what? My video got 14 million views for me ordering that, so like that's cool,
Hey,
you know.
yeah.
But then I started getting like emails from people. Like I got an email from a detective, and he's like, you know, we're working like a missing child case, and Amber. Oh, it was Amber Barnett. That was the name. And I don't know if that's like something that I shouldn't say on air, but I don't think she was ever like found. And the backpack, that's what it said. It said A Barnett, right? And I gave it to authorities. I was like, I don't know. Turns out it wasn't. I mean, you know, there's a million names that start with an A, so it could have been
Yeah.
Ashley, Alyssa, like anything. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
the coincidence of A. Barnett and then like this missing child, I was like, okay, like I'm not ordering anything else. You know what I mean? Like this might
Yeah.
be too real.
Way
Like I
too
don't even know
similar.
what I got myself into. You know? Yeah.
I'm glad you kept going, but also, yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
And my next one is before I pass it off to God's will. Have you ever encountered an alien or had some kind of experience?
I can't say that I've like encountered an alien as far as like a being in front of me. I have encountered UFOs for sure. I actually see them more often than not, and I know it sounds crazy when I say that. I record them all the time. Like I'll be sitting out on my back patio having a glass of wine at like 2 in the morning just because I like looking at the stars. That's
Sounds like
kind of
a really
like
nice
my way
activity.
of it's like it's my way of connecting with God at the end of the day. And I mean, not to get too far into religion or anything, but everyone believes what they believe. And when I'm done with a long day and I'm like, my mind is still racing from working and stuff, like sitting outside looking at the stars, just it brings me a calm, you know. And
I like that.
the longer I look at the sky, the more I'll notice things. And it's like I've seen stars that are literally just sitting there for 15, 20 minutes, and then one will just take off. It's like stars don't move. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
And I've recorded stuff like that. So it's pretty cool, you know?
I like that.
Yeah.
That's
It is.
also that makes me want to go like do that. And then also I gotta be a nerd again. Like there's another show that I do want you to check out. At least see the first episode and tell me what you think. I have to hit you back up for this, but it's called Orb.
Okay.
It's on Netflix, and
Okay.
it's about like the study of space, but like in like the 1500s, right? Like when the church was like anything that's not in the Bible is like heresy, right? So
Okay.
maybe that might be something that might be up
Orb.
your alley.
Is that animated or is
Orb,
that like actual
yeah,
stuff?
it's an anime.
Animated.
It's animated?
Yeah, like
You
no
know,
one
there's-
heard about it, but like
No, I
just came
definitely I want to look into that. I was gonna say when you talked about Netflix, there was two animations that I saw on there recently. Have you guys seen Pantheon?
I've passed by it. Is it any good? Is it any good?
It's actually really wild. I mean, I didn't know what it was about when I started watching it, but it's pretty much, to sum it up, it's like people find a way of putting a human brain into the cloud and making something called I think it's like UI instead of AI. So like they start making UI, which is user intelligence, and they're uploading people's brains into the cloud, and like the people that they're uploading into the cloud are actually prisoners in this like software, and they can never escape. And one of them finds a way to reach out to his daughter through the internet and cryptic messages and stuff. It's crazy. It's really trippy, but it makes you kind of
seems
worry.
crazy,
Like,
yeah, it's 8.5 on IMDb. I'm seeing some Reddit
Sounds like
posts
Black
saying it's the
Mirror.
best sci-fi they've ever
yeah,
seen.
yeah. It was
Wow, okay.
dope. Yeah.
For the
You-
for the,
you might
the
like that.
list. Okay, you put me on. Although I gotta save time for your stuff too. One
Yeah,
thing I've
yeah.
been saying, like to just everyone that will listen to me, is like I need like a season, like a quarter of just no new content, so I can catch up on all the stuff that I've been wanting to watch. So
Yeah.
hey, no more movies for now.
I
No
feel you.
no games. I need
Yeah.
to like
Just
catch
give me
up.
one long season. Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Like
Because by the
one
time
day,
you
know.
finish catching up, there's something else you got to go catch up on, and then you catch
Oh
up
my
on that,
God.
and then there's something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel so behind, and then I tell people about things, and then, oh, have you heard about One Piece? How you want to watch 1,000+ episodes?
Yeah.
No, it's really worth it. Also, hey, Chris Sabat's in it too, so he's
Bro,
great.
that's got to be your favorite thing when someone's like, "You ever watch One Piece?" Oh, what about that one? And they're still at the beginning. Like, oh, what about that one scene? You're like, I've been there, worn the shirt, man.
It's like been there since the beginning, but it's amazing. But dude,
Yeah.
this has been like you got me so hyped for this, and
Oh, thank
this,
you.
like I'm just so excited to see like what's gonna come out of this.
Yeah, same. And I'm just really excited, like, with the cast that I already have on board. I feel like that's more motivation for me to go 10 times harder, because it's like now it's not just gonna like let me down if this fails. Like, I have a team of an all-star cast. Like, I don't want to let anybody that's on the team down. So, I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure that this project comes to life and succeeds.
I'm hype, like hearing that, like how you got things organized already and like already like working out. and like just hearing the passion in this gives me a lot of hope. So I'm
Oh,
rooting
yeah,
for you, man,
yeah.
and definitely we'll be sharing the link to the Kickstarter. Yeah, like
all
Awesome,
the
yeah.
love
socials.
to
Are
share
the
Yeah, for
socials
sure.
everywhere? Like Instagram, Twitter.
So no, I mean I have my MindseedTV socials, but as far as the Kickstarter goes right now, it's just a waiting list and it's totally free to sign up. You could join the waiting list. It's a button that says notify me on launch, and it takes like 2 seconds. If you don't have a Kickstarter account, you could just hit like sign in with Google and you'll have one. But costs nothing to join the waiting list, and it helps big time because the larger that the waiting list becomes, the more that Kickstarter starts pushing it on their platform and sending out emails about it. And, so anybody that wants to join the waiting list, it's super, super helpful. And yeah, that'll help this dream come to life. Where did the Lucha Libre mask come into play? How
Oh
come?
man,
what-
my family's Mexican, so it's been passed on from them.
Really?
Yeah, so I've had families members that have participated in lucha libre. I am getting into it, but it's part of my brand.
Sick.
I ran like Los Angeles's first manga cafe, so it was one of the best ways to like hook people to like not only connecting like anime, but like with my culture too. So
Yeah.
it's just something I wear everywhere, man.
That's awesome.
I shower with it. I drive with it. God's will, he can tell you, I go everywhere with it.
it's true.
No, that's
yeah,
awesome.
I'm
Hell
always
yeah.
stunned.
Are you a fan
That's
of
sick.
wrestling?
Oh yeah, I mean, I was like not so much these days, but like
Right
you know,
now.
throughout my whole teen years, absolutely, like NWO and like
Yeah.
WCW, WWF days, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I gotta say for me, it had to be like WWE, like the Attitude era.
Oh
So,
yeah. WWE was that? No, I'm thinking of ECW. That was like the late night one where they do stuff with barbed wire and light the ring on fire.
Oh, the crazy ones, yeah. They
Yeah,
like
yeah.
be doing flips on top of that, and
Yeah.
then breaking like those lights on top of people.
Yeah. But that's super cool that that's passed down from your family and stuff.
Yeah, right on.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
I mean, that's
And
a
when you
good
start doing
question.
those lucha libre moves, bro, you gotta like share a video or something. I
Alright, I'm
want to see
ready.
what you got going. You said you're learning it, so when you're hitting backflips off the ropes, bro, you gotta share that.
No, not yet, not yet. I'm not trying to get like an early injury. I gotta
Yeah, that's
I gotta take it
Good
slow
idea.
and steady. So
yeah,
There you go.
for sure.
I wonder how long that was gonna take though.
I think like less than a year,
Okay.
hopefully.
Th-
Like
this
fingers
time
crossed.
next year, we'll
Yeah.
bring you back onto the show.
I'll do a
and we'll
backflip
see-
on
We
Ooh.
on
we,
cam.
we, we can make it
That's
we
how
can
you
make
enter
it a
the camera.
race. We can make it a race and see what launches first, the Kickstarter or your backflips.
Let's go.
Okay, I'll take you up on that.
All right, bet.
Let's do it.
I love that. I'm glad you asked a question too. Like I've asked some questions, but not enough. I'm just like that's Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I
Yeah.
feel bad too because I asked you so many questions like before we even went live. And
That's
it's like I
true.
feel like that would have been really good, to talk about. I was asking you before. You said you worked for Funimation, right?
Yeah.
And you said that was a really cool experience.
Mm-hmm. I
What did
loved
you
it.
do
Like
for
yeah,
them
like
again?
I was at Funimation from 2015 to 2019 as a social media coordinator, and I loved it. Like it, I was supposed to be a doctor, and then I ended up in this world somehow.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting time because like I feel like social media as a career was like really just getting started. So
Yeah.
it was like just coming up with a lot of weird ideas and seeing what stuck. And also for like a lot of different anime, especially like when anime wasn't yet
Right.
popping like that. Yeah,
Right.
like although like it was starting to get some traction and some acceptance in the community,
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
That's
I think
cool,
it
but
was
you
just
were
like
doing-
trying to make anime cool.
You were doing the social media stuff before it was popular, and
Yep.
you were doing it for a big company, which is pretty sick.
Yeah,
Did
I'm
you-
super lucky about that.
Do you feel like you like learned any kind of insider, like, not like whistleblower stuff? I don't want you to get in trouble and talk about stuff that's like personal, but I'm saying like
Get
as
red
far
dot
as
on my
like
head, right?
industry things go. Do you feel like you learned anything about like the anime industry by working at Funimation?
Yeah, a ton, but also not like too much in a way. Like, because like I've learned a lot, with licensing teams and like the specific rules that happen. Although at the same time, there's just so many rules that like no one could ever really know. But I've learned a ton. I think like one thing I'm learning or have learned is like how to not make the Japanese licensors angry with this type of stuff that we're doing, but then trying to be relevant and like figure out like how to get people interested, especially like in titles that they might not have ever heard about, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
so I think it taught me how to connect with people, internationally. So too.
that's cool. That's really cool. Do you know how to speak any Japanese or anything?
I'm learning right now. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
ima nihongo narate imasu. Yeah. It's
All right.
it's hard. I'm not.
Throw God's will into the race. If he masters Japanese in a year,
Yeah.
Okay.
There you
hold
go.
on. Hold on.
You got like 6 months.
we all have to have a hand in the pot.
You know,
Yeah,
I do like that.
sure.
You're right. You're right. I feel like
Um,
there's more that I've been wanting to do with it, but like slow growth at a time, you know?
So I got a good question for you guys. This is for both of you. I think that in any field, it doesn't matter whether you're in like sports, whether you're into creative writing, whether it's anime, whether it's animation, you're always going to get pushback. You're going to have people that are going to say like, you can't do this, or you shouldn't do that, or, it's not right. Like, what are your guys' thoughts on something being created in the U.S. and then the creator referring to it as a manga? Because I know that manga is traditionally Japanese and it's like culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So is it like inappropriate for someone to call it a manga if they're, from the U.S., or how do you feel about that?
So at least me, like I would like to get started. At least something that jumps out. Like I am for it. Like I even said a little bit earlier in the podcast, like where like I was excited for more Western, titles and that come out like that were manga style, like or anime style. And I mean that like I'm always like, ooh, what have we learned from like seeing how the Japanese do it, right?
Right.
For me, like I'm down for like the world to showcase their stories, and to showcase like what's in their hearts, not just only Japan, because I think like seeing like how the West will do it will also allow the Japanese to like really like be like, this is what it means to be Japanese, in that sense,
Right. Right.
rather than just like all manga just being on them, like only they
Yeah.
can tell good stories,
Yeah.
like they have to include like other cultures like in their stories. Like I don't think it should be necessarily on them to have to do that.
Right.
I sort of want the other cultures, African and Western
Yeah.
and European, like to showcase like what's in their like what they want to talk
Absolutely.
about, and
Yeah.
hopefully can inspire each other too.
That's a good way to look
keep
at
on
it.
making.
Yeah, that's-
Also,
that's
like
really good.
like with anime, like Disney inspired animation as
Yeah.
a whole. So
Right.
that's why it's called anime.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know that. Is that true?
It's true. Yeah, like Disney is like what inspired like the first anime
kidding.
that came out. Yeah.
Wow. You just taught me something in 5 seconds, bro. I had no idea. That's crazy. That's cool.
Yeah.
How about you, Louis? What do you think?
For me, oh man, this is a hot take, but I think just manga is just so built into like the Japanese culture. Like I won't say it's something that I will call out because there's respectful ways of doing it. Like if you want to call something manga because it's like it really was like built off of passion and from Japanese culture. Like if you take inspirations, like that's fine. But for me, if I were to like classify stuff, it's like everything like manga has like the tie to the Japanese culture.
Right. Right.
There's also like donghwas where those are Chinese like comics or graphic novels, and then you have manhwas that are like Korean graphic novels or comics, and then we have also just like graphic novels out here in the U.S. So
True.
I do like to classify because it does help me like gauge what kind of
Yeah.
cultural feel you'll have to it, but at the same time it's like I won't tear my hair apart or anything if someone calls
Right.
their series a manga because it's like it has the aesthetic too, but
Yeah.
I do categorize by those names right there though. That's
Yeah,
how I
I
feel
think-
about that.
I think I do too as well, and I totally understand where you're coming from on that. It's like, it has a certain feel, certain style to it, and that's how you categorize it. Like, okay, this is this, and this, it's not. It's like I'm not gonna call a Pixar movie an anime. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell, like what the hell.
Yeah.
But at the same token, I feel like being a creator and stepping into this world for the first time, I try to at least gain as much knowledge as I can coming into this because I don't like to be ignorant. I don't like to just talk out of my ass and think that I know everything. you know, and it's like if there's a chance that, you know, I can self-correct before addressing it as this in front of people and possibly offending people or possibly offending a culture, it's like I would happily do that. You know what I'm saying? But I've heard mixed things on that topic. So it's like, you know, I've heard some people say like, you know, yeah, if it has the style and the feel, then to me it's an anime. And then it's like, but there's other people where it's like, no, anime originated in Japan, and if you're not Japanese, you can't make an anime. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, but
It's
anime
hard,
is so
yeah.
much easier to say than an adult animated horror series. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's
'cause
like,
also that puts like in my mind a different thing, you know, like if you say like the latter adult animation horror
Yeah.
series, it makes me think like Adult Swim,
right.
you know, something that will show up. Yeah, honestly,
it
it
is
makes
like
me
a
think Adult
gray
Swim, if
area.
anything, yeah.
But
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like if you have like the cast of My Hero on there, it's like, dude, that's pretty much like an anime.
Yeah.
You've done your homework. It's like you're crossing your T's, you're dotting your I's.
Yes.
and plus, when I call it
exactly.
adult animation, that first thing that pops into my head is people are going to think I'm making hentai. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not hentai. It's like an
I didn't
adult
want to say
story.
that,
Like,
but
you know.
yeah.
It's art.
Yeah.
That's the truth, though. And you know, like it's something that is still like or has been in the talks for a long time. You know, like Avatar: The Last Airbender. You know, like beloved, you know, anime-esque cartoon, right? But like, you know, it's like people are like, does this count as anime or does this not, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's more like we'll know when we see it, right? You know, it's like
Yeah,
how
yeah.
much. Yeah, because like also like there's been like black anime, you know, like the Cannon Busters or
Yeah.
Yasuke, you know, like you know, created by black creators like in America,
Right.
but maybe like they work with Japanese. You know, I think also like it's like do they work with Japanese
Right.
creators to do
Right.
it?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
so
those
much
are
that
good
goes
points.
into that, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's like, so what if the animation studio is from Japan, but the writer's from the U.S.? Is it like
Yeah,
half anime and half, you know, animated? Like,
I
you
think
know what
that
I'm
gives
saying?
it like some credence too. You know, it's like, oh, this person was able to do like that type of, I guess, work to get in with them too, right?
Right.
Yeah. So maybe.
No, it's good to hear you guys' perspectives on that. You know, it's just I like to ask these kind of questions. Like I said, I just don't want to ever come across as being ignorant. So
I love it. You know, hey,
Oh, yeah.
people asking, you know, questions, and I think the right questions too. Is like, what is it? What counts?
yeah. Now here's a question for both of you as well. I see the rooms decked out, and I'm feeling a little bit of FOMO. I feel left out because I have an anime room. It's just in the other room, and like you guys got the dope anime backgrounds. Like, are either one of you guys artists at all? Have you done any kind of like sketching or any, you know, creative like writing towards anything?
No, it's stick figures. I mean, that's as far as I can go.
Exactly. I can barely do that.
I mean, content creation, that's an art
Yeah, yeah.
form, but yeah, anything drawing outside of that, no.
No.
I have not.
For me, also, like I can appreciate art, but I'm fine not being an artist personally. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like there's something to it that I'm just like I appreciate it. I'm happy that people like, you know, like hone their crafts to do what they do, but like yeah,
Yeah.
for me I was like art drawing is not my thing. I like to dance, but
Okay.
yeah, like I
Well, that's an art in itself.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
which
you
I
can't discredit
appreciate.
that. That's an art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, drawing, no. Nah, I
No.
can barely write my hand. I don't know what's going on. But I appreciate art.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I actually I did half of my own tattoos on myself. Like,
Wow.
I was a tattoo artist. Well, all right. Let me rephrase again, because like I said, every community has their trigger words, right? I know for a fact that in the tattoo world, if you haven't had an apprenticeship and worked for a shop, it's very not cool to call yourself a tattoo artist. So I did tattoos for a couple of years. You know, I didn't go through the
Gotcha.
full apprenticeship, but I've been an artist forever. So like, yeah, I did like half of my own tattoos. I tattooed like all my friends and stuff. So I've been doing art for so long, but it's just one of those things that like, you know, when you draw a picture, you're sitting in your room by yourself. You know what I mean? Like you're not putting it on display in front of the whole world. And now this is the first time that I'm putting it on display, and people are like, whoa, like, are you sure you did that? And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. You know what I'm saying? Like I sat here for the last 6 hours drawing this thing. But just people don't know, you know? So it's this is really exciting because this is the first time that I actually have been able to put it in a project where it's on display, and yeah, it's
Wait,
cool.
can we go
man.
back to the tattoos? Can you show us which ones you did?
Yeah. So I did this rose. There it goes. But this was like at the very, very beginning, right? This was when I was still learning how to use the machine. So this was like almost like a practice run right here. So was
On
some of this
yourself too.
tribal.
That's tough.
But then like as I got better, you'll see like the shading on these clowns. I don't know if you could see it, but like
I
the
can tell,
shading
yeah.
work started coming into play. And then honestly, the people who have the best tattoos from me are the ones that waited. Like my friends and stuff, they're like, "Oh yeah, you know, when you get it all figured out, let me know." And then over the years, I got better. And like my brother has a sick dragon all over his chest, like coming out of the clouds. And I was pretty good at that time. So every time like me and him are hanging out, I'm like, "Oh, pull down your shirt, show him what I did." It's
Sick.
like it's a
You
walking
still do
art
it?
piece.
Guys, well, show
You
them
still do
yours.
it?
Show them the.
Yeah,
awesome
you got
one.
the X, right?
Yeah. I got this one right here, and I got a few like on my body that like I'm hoping to get some more soon. This
Nice.
one's from One Piece.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's from Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, I want to get this one redone. It's supposed to be from Gurren Lagann. It's
Okay.
supposed to be like a drill.
Okay.
Yeah, so hoping to get some more soon.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's awesome.
I,
You have
I
any?
just kept looking at your arms. I was like, yeah, it's sick. I'm glad you said that. Like I was thinking like with the artistry, like that you do, but then
Yeah.
like the fact that you say you do it on yourself too.
Yeah,
That's blowing me away.
yeah.
I have 0. I feel left out.
Oh,
Do
you
you
don't
want
have
any?
any?
Yeah, I have 0. Yeah. I
Do you
got-
want any?
I was thinking like maybe my dad he has like the Virgin Mary across his entire back, like down his spine. So
Wow.
Oh, wow.
maybe something like that.
cool.
We'll
That's
have
tight.
to see. Yeah, but
Is it all
I
like-
just heard this took a long time.
Is it all like grayscale, like gray shaded, like?
Oh no,
black
it has
and-
color.
Oh, it has color.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's tight.
Yeah.
That's hype. Now
Hell
you
yeah.
got.
So we will
Now,
have to
like,
see.
one
Maybe
day I
in-
want some more, but I'm like, let me get some
Oh.
money first.
Hey, I don't know
Find a
if I
friend.
told I don't know if I told you guys this. So I told you that I talked to Chris on the Zoom, right?
Yes.
And then I went and I met him at the Comic-Con, and he was super, super cool. Like, dude, he called me up to the front of the line. There was like 100 people waiting in line, and I was getting the stank eye from everybody in line because he was like, "Oh yeah, come up here." And I went behind the table with him, and he's like, "Sorry guys, this is a personal friend of mine," and like told everyone give him like 5 minutes, and
Hell
like
yeah.
we're just talking about stuff. And then recently he proposed an invitation, and it's not set in stone yet. So I don't like, announcing something, if it doesn't come through, it doesn't come through. But I thought the fact that he presented the invitation was super cool. And he asked me if I would be willing to do an onstage panel with him at one of his upcoming Comic-Cons to talk about Vengeance
Wow.
Tide. And
That
I
would
was
be
like,
so sick.
hell yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that would be a little bit nerve-wracking too, like in front of, a couple thousand people sitting in an audience with a microphone in your hand. Like, I hope I say this right, but no, that would be super sick if that pans out. I'm still kind of waiting to hear back. He had to check with his the person that sets up his panels when he does Comic-Cons, but he gave me a couple dates that might be possible. So that would be really like, dude, from growing up watching Piccolo on Dragon Ball to sitting on a stage
On
with
stage
Christopher
with him.
Sabat talking about my show, like what?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, please let us know when that's gonna be too.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
please do.
And yeah, I'm trying to think of everything because dude, like I told you, there's been so much going on, and there's so many cool things that I want to share. I don't want to be sitting here rambling, but like I know we have somewhat of a time limit, so I'm trying to remember everything. This is crazy. I'm gonna tell you another short story. I make music too. I've been making music my whole life.
Dang, dude. It's like just man of many talents. I'm digging it.
Yeah, I have a couple albums on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, and stuff. But I wrote a song in 2022, and this was like before I even started writing the storyline. This was before the idea, before the character design, anything. And in the song, there's a breakdown in the middle, and I said, I feel like Deku from My Hero. And I was like, matter of fact, I feel like All Might, one for all, bitch. And then I like drop back into like a part of the song.
Hey.
And and like at the time, I was watching a lot of My Hero. I was inspired by it, and I was like, whatever. I recorded it in 2023. I think it came out on my album in 2024. And then this is so weird to me because like after Sabbath told me that he was willing to have me on stage at one of his events doing a panel, I told my girlfriend, I was in the kitchen and I was like, I feel like Deku, you know, and I was like, and like the real life All Might is taking me under his
Straight
wing,
up
because you know how
All Might,
like
yeah.
All Might took Deku under his wing and like helped him become powerful. And I was like, I feel like Deku. And then like it hit me and the light bulb went off and I was like, I wrote that before I even knew this would ever happen. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a full circle moment. And I think to me, I was just like, that's a sign that I'm on the right path. You know what I mean? Like there's little signs, like the dots connect, and it's like, yeah, you know, I'm doing something that I'm supposed to be doing, because I can't predict the future. I don't know. Like, I don't think I'm psychic, but the fact that I said that 2-3 years ago and then I felt that like a week ago is crazy. You know,
that's amazing. It's really meant to be. Like this is like really like you got like this all-star superhero team with you, and like like now you just gotta lead them to
victory, man.
Yeah, it's like a lot of good things are happening. I think when good things happen like that, it's supposed to be. It's meant to be.
Yeah. And I honestly, you know, is it okay if I talk about like religion? I won't go too deep down.
I'm down with it. Yeah.
Okay. You know, I like to pray a lot when it comes to things that I'm grateful for. You know, I think that when I was younger, I would pray more when I needed something, or like when life was hard and it's like, please help me. You know what I mean? And I've realized the older I got, like, you know, that's not when you should pray. You should pray about things that you're like grateful for, and like every accomplishment. And sometimes even the things that you think are like the worst thing that ever happened to you, fast forward, and when you look back, you're like, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. You know what I mean? So sometimes like your curse becomes your blessing. And you know, I have definitely been finding the time to pray about a lot of the stuff that's happened to me, and I feel like these things wouldn't be happening if it wasn't part of God's plan. Maybe God's will, you know. See what I did there?
I mean, honestly, you know, like I at least I personally agree. You know, it's like I think a lot of things happen the way they're supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, it's like every moment is a lesson to get you. At least I think it's like a moment to get you further along, like in your journey. Like if you let it, you know, be like a thing that you can learn from.
Yeah.
And yeah, personally, I also think like prayer like is a time of gratitude. You know, like for all the things that you can go through, and you know, like just sort of like looking for the lesson in like what's happening, good or bad, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and like I'd like to hear you combining your talents. Oh, sorry, you can do any music for the anime or anything? Like you make any music for it?
That's a good question.
You know, I was thinking. I think it would be really cool if I put that song that I'm talking about maybe on one of the outros. You know, like when the episode ends and the credits are rolling, just like let that one part of that song ride. Because that's like totally full circle and back again. You know what I mean? So that would be pretty cool. But yeah, like you just mentioned, you know, being able to use all my talents in one place, and that's an epiphany that I had recently as well. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that speech that Steve Jobs gave at the college graduation, and he said he went to college to do something boring, like be a lawyer or whatever. His parents wanted him to do it, and he dropped out of the class behind their back, and he started taking calligraphy classes. He just wanted to learn how to like write different styles of writing.
Yeah.
And he had no idea at the time why. It's just something that he wanted to do. And then fast forward like 20 years later, he's in a garage building the world's first computer, and he was able to use his calligraphy skills to create fonts, you know? And it's like, I couldn't see it at the time, but when you look back, 2020 hindsight, usually the dots start to connect, you know? And like, that's something that I've just started to like experience for myself, because it's like, okay, I've been making videos for like 20 years now. I've been drawing since I was a little kid. You know, there's so many different things where it's like now I've had 5 seasons of the Paranormal show, so I know how to be a showrunner. I know how to do like the intros and the cliffhangers and previously
Important
on
skills.
and next week and all this stuff. So it's like all of this experience that I've gained throughout my life is kind of just boiling up into one project, which is Vengeance Tide. And it's like, this is so cool. Like this is the one thing that I could finally use like everything that I've learned on. So
Are we gonna see
I
any
love that.
cameos from you as like a maybe not a character, but like your voice in there?
I thought about it. Yeah, I definitely thought about it, and I kind of sketched out one character, and I was like, I might still do it. I'm thinking about it, but I was thinking it would be cool to like. So my fans, they recognize me from wearing a black beanie on like the Ghost Adventure hunts that I've been on, the Paranormal, Hunting Purgatory. I'm not in Ghost Adventures. Let me just correct right there. My fans know what I'm talking about. It's Hunting Purgatory, but I always wore a black beanie and like black shirt or like black jacket, and I was like, it would be pretty cool if maybe there was just like a truck driver, someone that really didn't have any major role, like maybe he's like one of the drivers that take the squads out on the missions, and like maybe I'll make me like that guy who's just like, hey, hurry up, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I
really
don't
cool.
want a lead role. I know that.
Yeah, right. Like as you're trying to make it and like do too many things for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a lot.
No. And I would rather the people who are vetted and already good at it be the ones in charge of the lead roles. So
Yes. I think that's good mindset.
yeah. I'm comfortable with the roles that I have as the lead roles right now.
Oh, right on.
Oh yeah.
Dude, yeah. I so many things I do want to find out about this, but like I'm just gonna you put me on the journey. I'm here. Like
Awesome.
I'm gonna
Awesome.
sign up for the Kickstarter like as soon as like I peep out, and then yeah. I guess where can people find you? Like where would you like people to go to?
I mean, right now, at this point, I don't even want the followers on the social media. Right now, I would just tell people find me on Kickstarter.
All right.
Just type in
Kickstarter.
Vengeance.
To the-
Just all
there
you
we
have
go.
to do is type in Vengeance Tide on
There we go.
Kickstarter. That's the main thing, because, like I said, the bigger that waiting list gets, the more reality, like it becomes a reality that this
Yes.
will go into full production. So
Yeah.
follow me
hyped,
on
dude.
Kickstarter.
We gotta make this thing and be a
Vengeance
thing
Tides.
for real. Like it deserves the
Vengeance
hype.
Tide. Yeah.
Well, sick, man, dude.
I
It's a
appreciate
pleasure
it.
talking to you, and like I really appreciate your time, man. And, like,
Likewise.
your
Thank
energy has been.
Oh
like,
yeah, you
just
guys
a
are
joy to
awesome.
have.
You guys are awesome. This was a very easy podcast to do because I enjoyed the whole conversation. So thank you again.
I'm glad. Yeah, we
Likewise.
gotta bring you back too, especially like when things like really start moving.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh come on, bro. I'm not
Yes,
one of those
sir.
people that'll be like, hey, the show blew up now. Who's I don't know him. Hell no.
Don't forget us.
Listen, show blew up.
Please.
Let's run it. You
Pipe
know.
down.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Dude, absolute pleasure. But yeah, definitely gotta. We'll keep you in the loop with like how we're doing too. But and also yeah, we gotta do that. Come back too, especially like Louis with the flips.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It won't
Yeah,
be that.
I gotta see the
Japanese, I
flips.
guess.
We can do like a halfway mark or even
Okay.
sooner.
Hopefully halfway is like a full flip, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'll show the progress.
And to everyone that listened, appreciate your energy. Appreciate you listening all the way through. Love to hear what you guys think. Are you guys checking this out? Have you signed up for Kickstarter? And then also, have you liked and shared this episode? Do that. Share the clips. Rate us 5 stars. All that. The good stuff. As always, stay dope, folks. Peace.
Peace.